Hello everybody, this is Feltbuzz. I'm just going to be reading to you 7 parts from my freewrite series that I'm doing at the moment. I've already done an author reading for parts 1 to 7 and 8 to 14, which you'll find the links on this post if you want to watch those first. And so this is starting with part 15, going on to the end of part 21. Hope you enjoy it. And here we go. Part 15, Bison. They can't keep me from going where I like, she said. She laughed, a strange snorty thing that reminded me of a bison I'd once seen on a farm on the outskirts of London when I was a child. Well, I said, smiling warmly at the girl, I've kind of gone off the name Vanessa. Long story, but I think I'll call you France. She put the bottle of wine on the table and took a glass for herself and touched glasses with Chip, Grabber, and then myself, carefully looking each of us in the eye as she said the word chin. You can call me what you like, she said, looking deep into my eyes. I'm sure I've been called a lot worse. Grabber cleared his throat. I'm not sure what's going on between you two, he said. But can we remember we have a job to do? I don't want distractions. I need everyone focused on the task in hand. I broke eye contact with France, first turning to look at Grabber. What precisely is the task you have in mind for us, Mr. Grabber? Part 16. I'm blessed. Come, Grabber said, setting his near full glass of wine down and indicating for us to follow him. I'll show you. He led us down a corridor. Chip, France, and I kept hold of our wine glasses, holding onto them carefully as if they were precious. A large oak door blocked the end of the corridor, and Grabber pulled out a large key. I couldn't help but think of the horror films we used to be able to watch, before everything changed. Grabber slipped the key into the lock and turned it without difficulty. The door opened without any sound, and Grabber turned to us and smiled. Come down into the basement, he said. I am blessed to have installed the most wonderful laboratory. Now convinced I'd slipped into some second-rate slasher film from the good-bad old days, I took a large gulp of wine and followed Chip and France down the stone steps that circled around, ascending below street level. The room we emerged in was brightly lit. Part 17. Manager. The room was full of sound, a buzzing, bleeping cacophony of sound that made my head thump. I hoped we wouldn't be spending too much time down here. You'll be spending quite a lot of time down here, Grabber said, a smile on his face as he spun his hands, pointing at all the sparkling machinery. Great. And this, he said, pointing to a young woman dressed in a white lab coat, is Marie. She'll be in charge of the whole affair. My manager, if you like. Marie looked as though she was just about old enough to manage to tie her shoelaces, let alone be in charge of whatever the hell this was. Hello, she said, taking Chip's hand and mine. She kissed France on both cheeks, like I remember seeing French people do in the films we used to watch. I prefer the term director, but as long as you guys know I'm in charge, you can call me whatever you like. She looked at Grabber. What have you told them, sir? Grabber smiled. Nothing, Marie. I thought I would leave it to you to give them all the details. I know you could explain it better than I could. Part 18. System. Marie smiled. Mr. Grabber is being modest. It is he who invented this system of transport. I'm just the person who managed to put it all together. I looked from one to another and wondered when they were going to stop jerking each other off and get to the point. I was starting to get a bad feeling about this. As you know, things haven't been going well for us in this dimension for a while now. This dimension. And Mr. Grabber traced the source of the infection to a reality that is close to ours. I looked at Chip. Are you following any of this? Are they taking the piss? Chip shrugged. Been talk of an infection coming in from another reality, he said. You've heard it. Things have been going for a long time. But the world really went tits up in 2016. Grabber nodded. That is correct. I traced the infection of our world to a man who entered our reality in 2016. His name is Slug. I need you and your friend to find him. And when you find him, I need you to kill him. Can you do that? Part 19. Broken. I looked at Chip, and Chip looked at me. We both nodded. Shouldn't be a problem, I said, although I do have certain moral codes. Graven smiled. Not that I have heard about, but please, rest assured, Slug is a dangerous man. He is responsible for the infection in this world. He is the reason it is broken. I nodded again. It was true. The world was a bit fucked. Okay, works for me. France clapped her hands together and jumped up and down as if she was 6 years old and the grown-ups had just decided to have a party with jelly and ice cream rather than kill a man called Slug. Marie nodded. Thank you. It'd be a dangerous job. You might not even make it to the place we're going. The technology involved is experimental. Graver shook his head. I have every faith in you, Marie. And besides, if Mr. Slug used it to come here and infect our world, we can certainly use it to pay him back. France nodded. I trust you, Marie. I'm sure your machine will work just fine. Graver moved towards the door. Parts 20 and 21. Cologne and Museum. For the next 6 weeks, we worked down in the basement, preparing for our mission to locate and kill the man called Slug. We learned many things about the man. How he poisoned our timeline, destroyed the fabric of our world, enabling things that should never have happened to happen. We learned that he favoured a certain cologne. The smell was unique to him, Marie said, as the perfume he used was from a time and a place that did not exist now. He had the last bottle. He wore it as if to taunt all the universes, as if to say, I have the power to destroy you. He was originally from our world, our timeline, Marie told us, but he discovered the method of travel we're about to employ. He controlled it first. By travelling from universe to universe, he could steal what was useful and destroy what was not, or destroy what was useful to others, those who sought to stop him. He is a man, Marie said. He is stoppable, but he has learned to control whole worlds. You must pay special attention to the shades, she said. If they touch you, you will die. Marie taught us how to fight the shades and other creatures that lived. That's the correct use of the word. Perhaps it should rather be existed, in the world he was hiding in. She taught us about his world. It is like a museum, she said. He has collected things from other worlds, times, universes. Some of them are wondrous, but most of them are dangerous, outside of where they should be. I was starting to get a bad feeling about the whole trip. I wasn't best keen on visiting museums at the best of times. A museum that was a whole world full of dangerous creatures was definitely not on my to-do list. France and I continued to flirt. I caught Marie looking at us disapprovingly often, but she never said anything. Chip was our muscle man. Marie was the technical woman. I was the finder. I was never quite sure what it was that Marie was there to do, that France was there to do. I never did ask. I only found out when it was too late. Looking back, I probably should have taken more of an interest. It might have increased my chances of survival. And that's it. Sorry for the little jumble over the Francis Marie's name there at the end there. I could have recorded it again, but, right at the end. Do you forgive me? Do you? Do you? Have you even reached the end of this? Am I just talking to my computer? Am I? Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, if I am, you're a very nice computer. And if there's anybody actually watching this at all, thank you for watching this at all. And I'll see you again soon. And don't forget, you can catch up with all the links. I will leave them to the ones that follow on from this. Just come and say hello to me. And it's every single day apart from Sunday, because on Sunday I do the weekend freewrite. Yay! So, it may well be coming to an end soon. I'm not quite sure. Now that we've met Slug, who knows what's going to happen? Ooh. Have I just given something away there? Probably. Spoiler alert! Doesn't matter. No one's listening. Anyway, bye. I should probably shut up now. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now.